Prince of the Bear. Today we're at the International Flower and Garden Festival. It's time for me to devour all the things my little bear stomach can hold, and the princess is going to come along with me for the ride. Yes. So, gentlemen, one choice of foodie entertainment. We're here to investigate this food so you don't have to. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm going to want to fly away after this.
It's time to foodie and chill.
Here we have the brand spanking new conch fritters with a key lime aioli. You have some nice, crispy looking fritters that give me vibes of Old Key West Resort here at Walt Disney World. And then a key lime aioli to dippy this entire thing in. Because there is no such thing. That's too much dip on your conch frit. One of the things we look for, one of the things we worry about, especially with some of these more delicate items at the booth, is whether or not they're going to be able to execute those consistently on like a mass scale. Conch fritters, while not hard to cook, are very easy to burn or dry out, or they come out incredibly greasy. These are toeing the line. Nice and crisp outside, nice chew to it, not oily or greasy. I think the key lime aioli is a bit more mayo-y than I like. You don't really get a ton of the key lime flavor. I'd like it better if it was like a key lime mustard or something like that. Other than that, I have no complaints. Those are incredibly tasty, and if you've never had them, now it's time to try them. 4.25 out of 5 stars. Here we have a returning favorite to the Flower and Garden Festival, the Cubanito. This little mini Cuban all grilled and pressed, like little grill marks on the backside. Cheese nice and melted with plenty of that ham and pork on the inside. A little bit of mustard, and it looks like a relish instead of pickle. No complaints there.
Yes.
I would say that Cubanito is a little overdone. I like crispy, but that's like sharp edges, maybe knifing the inside of my mouth. I think I actually need to cut my lip a little bit there. But the flavors are there. Pork, ham, to bring the flavor. I can do a little bit more mustard, a little bit more relish. But hopefully it improves over time. We got some time for this festival to sort of grow its legs. Day ones are always a little rough. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now see, Plant City here in Florida gets a strawberry festival. EPCOT gets a strawberry shortcake with some nice vanilla pound cake, a nice little tower of whipped macerated strawberries, and some strawberries on the side. It's almost like a deconstructed strawberry shortcake, but there's not that many steps to get you right back to where you need to be. Take a little bit of the vanilla pound cake, maybe a little bit of the whip, and read a mouthful. That is 1000% the light seeded berry and all, a strawberry shortcake. The pound cake, I love. It's not like super spongy soft. It's like cooked perfect little amounts to it. Holds the strawberries very well. Strawberries are nice, fresh, crisp, not all mushy like they've been sitting all day. And the whip, though not my favorite part of a strawberry shortcake, is definitely doing its job on all cylinders. I would give this a solid 4 out of 5 claws. If you like your strawberry shortcake, you really can't skip this one. And if you do, blame yourself. Here you simply have the Scallop. Now I have given Disney a hard time about this dish when it's appeared in years past, but the presentation has changed. It's the same dish. This one is not new, but this year they're calling it the Scallop single, even though there's 2 scallops this year. You did this split pea risotto with a lemon-beurre blanc. It looks creamy, as a risotto should, and the scallop is looking scallopy and seared to perfection. Is it worth your Disney dollars, though? That's always the question. Very, very lemony risotto, as one would expect. The scallop does have a nice sear on it, well seasoned, juicy. I still feel like it's too few scallops. Scallops is a hard sell for me in any restaurant because I never feel like you're getting enough for what they cost. But I can understand how it goes in this dish. If you're really feeling risotto and scallop. I would say that you need to mash up and break apart the scallop to spread that flavor out, because you really need that to sort of pair with the risotto. Otherwise, it's too much lemon. It's out of balance without the scallop. And with so few scallop, you gotta ration it, if you will. The rationale. I would give it 3.25 out of 5 claws. Something else next year, please. Farmer's Feast is going to have us feasting here at EPCOT this year. You have this beautiful looking blueberry crumble cake with a blueberry compote on it, and then a blueberry lemon zest soft serve to top it off here in the corner, like a little, like a, I don't want to say top hat. Fedora? No. What's the Newsies hat? What's it called?
Flat caps?
One of those hats. Go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to get plenty of buckle, not so much soft serve, because I want to live. Give me that blueberry. There we go. Beautiful looking on the spoon. I want all of it. A blueberry crumble is moist with a capital M. It just sort of like fades away in your mouth. You get a nice subtle blueberry flavor. And then you get the blueberry, you just get an explosion of the flavor on top. I like that sort of texture gradient. This works very well. And if you're a ice cream with your cake kind of person, it's kind of hard to pass up the offering this year. I would give this one a 3.75 out of 5 balls. Here we have this wonderfully packed seafood bake. Not a boil, a bake. Interesting enough, but they packed in here mussels, shrimp, some potatoes, you have andouille sausage, corn, and then a little piece of bread to eat it all with. This is definitely something that you eat a little bit at a time. Don't try to overdo it with the bake. Things are just meant to be enjoyed as you get to them. You don't have to try to stack all the bites together. But we're at least going to do the bread, a little bit of this shellfish, and we're going to stack andouille sausage up here as well, which will take a nice bite, dipped in the broth.
Butterfly, there we go.
Honestly, it's cooked well. Sausage is nice and tender. The broth, I was expecting it to be like a seafood-focused mess, like too strong, like too much of the ocean flavor, but it's actually got a lot of seasoning in it that I would expect in like a seafood boil or bake, and balanced well. But it's not spicy. I detect 0 spice. It's probably like a 0 out of 10 on the spice scale. But it is a tasty, tasty dish. I would give this a 3.75 out of 5 claws. This is actually something that I probably wouldn't mind getting again, which is odd enough, because I don't usually redo the seafood at these festivals. Here, giving all the preview images in the blog post before the festival started, is the dessert I've actually been looking forward to. I don't often look forward to desserts because I am not a dessert person, but I do love me a good s'more. So this s'mores bar with that marshmallow tip, this big hunk of chocolate, and it's on a stick. I can eat s'mores until I get messy. I'm sold. That is chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. Thick chocolate cake, the marshmallow topping, and then the graham cracker crumbs on top. That is delicious. I could eat lots of these. Like, have me a stash under my desk somewhere, wrapped in plastic, probably 3 or 4 days old, munching on these. Yeah, these are a problem. These are a whole menace. 5 out of 5 claws. They're on the best Jesse's list. I very much doubt any dessert I get is going to be this one, for sure. Chips and dips. We ordered this because it's new, quote unquote. But to me, this is the same level of disappointment of the basket of fries from previous festivals. It's a joke. You give me the same kettle cooked chips I can get in most places in Walt Disney World, and even here in EPCOT, you give me 3 C-team looking dips to eat it with. It's like going to the strip club in the industrial district. It's all disappointment. So we're gonna go right into the pimento cheese. At least I get a pickle on it. It's got a pickle, right? It couldn't be all that bad. Pickle, and a carrot, and what I'm assuming is pickled lettuce. Pickled something. Actually, with the pickle, it's not that bad. For some reason, with the pickled veggies on top, it reminds me of a poor man's Big Mac. If you've never had a poor man's Big Mac, that is a value menu cheeseburger with mac sauce. What does it taste like? I'll give that 3.5 out of 5 plus. Now, in the usual Yacht Club pretentiousness, they gave us onion dip with caviar. Because what's more northeastern fancy than putting caviar on random nonsense? Y'all and fish eggs, I swear. And I meant y'all in like the alternative fashion. Honestly, it's not bad. It's not the worst onion dip I've ever had on property. That crown goes to Gargling Suitcase. Because they have the worst onion dip on property. An abomination of abominations on onion dip. This reminds me of the Princess's onion dip, but a little worse. I give that one a 3 out of 5 plus. Last in this dip trio, this weird agglomeration of the Three Musketeers, we have whipped feta. I don't think I've had whipped feta in a long time. Ooh, okay. And that one is cooking with gas. That like light funk that feta has, this like the opposite direction of blue cheese, but still like trying to save with you. And it's got a little bit of spice. A whole lot of spice. Wow. Back in the throat. Honestly, the whipped feta is the way to go. You could have given me 3 of that, and I've been a much happier bear. The chips are basic as they are. I give the whipped feta a 4 out of 5 claws. I'm giving the whole plate a 3 out of 5 claws. With so many other like handheld foods to eat here at Flower and Garden, I really don't understand the value in buying this. But if you want it, you could do worse. Here we have an assorted meat plate. If you absolutely got to double down, triple down on the meats, you get you a triple meat plate from Yacht Club, which you're gonna eat with the pinky up, like a real fancy bra. You have a beef bresaola, salami, and prosciutto. I'm gonna start with beef bresaola because honestly, it's probably the one that I've had the most recently. We went to Maji Pool Bar at Animal Kingdom. You can watch that video up here in this corner. But they stuck it into a grilled cheese, which was strange. Not terrible, but strange. They give you a lot of meat. I was expecting like little pieces. It's like a whole deli slice of meat on the grilled ciabatta it comes with. Instant flashbacks to the grilled cheese because the beef bresaola has a real strong, like aged meat hunk to it. So if you have issues of like that sort of like heavy, gamey funk that you get with like an aged meat, you may not love this. It's interesting. I'm glad that it's just like a small amount. I can eat a whole plate of this. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 claws. So here we have the salami, the most hated of meats for me. The only meat that I hate more than salami is bologna. And they're both terrible. Salami is basically bologna in of itself. It's just fancy for people that like terrible meats. And I stand on that business. I'm going to do that with the tomato jam that they have here. Just try to scoop a little bit of it up if I can. Actually, we're going to do it this way. We're going to pinch like an adult Lunchable. I'm going to sit that up there. I had forgotten in the description that it mentions truffle oil, but I didn't see any truffle oil on the plate. That's because the truffle oil is what the arugula is soaked in. So I got salami with a lot of truffle oil. Not a lot, but a little bit of truffle oil goes a long way. Then mix with the tomato jam, which in a normal circumstance would be probably a fairly awful combination. However, it covered up most of the flavor of salami. So I am thankful for that happy accident. That one is okay, but you gotta like salami. I give that one a 3 out of 5 claws. Last up, we have the prosciutto and the little mustard seed here. This is the kind of mustard that the princess is all about because she loves her whole grain mustard. Like, the amount of mustard that we have at the house would scare most people. Our pantry looks like the mustard version of Hot Ones. On our days off from the channel, and we posted some of this on the community tab before, like we do like New Year's and some other holidays, we love to play with like vegan charcuterie boards at the house. I would love to see a vegan prosciutto. That would be amazing, I think. I'm gonna need somebody to get on that. That is by far my favorite. 4.25 out of 5 claws. Even though it's challenging and complex flavor-wise, I think this is actually a fairly nice plate. I'm gonna give the whole plate a solid 4 out of 5 claws. The want-to-be most aesthetic item of this Flower and Garden Festival, because if you're going to have a Flower and Garden Festival, at some point you're going to have to consume something with some floral flavors. So we have a lavender herbs de Provence poutine with some brie cheese and lavender honey. I don't know what your goal here was, but I'm here to judge you exclusively on behalf of the Canadians that aren't here to do it for you. I will always ride for the Canadians. I will. So anything you got to say negative, you can leave it in the comments so I can flame you below. And that's some fries and cheese. But as always, this is not poutine. Brie is a very interesting flavor that works well as a cheese curd analog. Herbs de Provence are balanced out very well by the hazelnut. There's like a herbed, earthy sort of sweetness. And then the lavender honey is an extra layer of floral sweetness on top. I have hated on a lot of the poutine from Refreshment port, and I maintain that while this is not poutine, it actually tastes quite good. 4.25 out of 5 claws. I will eat it, but I'm never calling it poutine.
Up with her head. Shaka bra.
You can't come to France and not get a croissant. Goat cheese filled croissant. Because cheese and bread in France are like pure joy. All joy. Either way, you get a nice thread of the goat cheese on top. A nice crispy looking croissant. Actually, this thing feels like a weapon. How long has this thing been sitting?
We just opened.
Yeah, there's a level of goat cheese that literally makes you want to go, bah. Delicious. Completely filled with goat cheese. No weird air pockets. Even though the outside of the croissant seemed kind of hard at first, it's perfectly flaky. Soft and warm on the inside. If you like bread and cheese, this is your reward. Come pay Disney money and come get it. 4 out of 5 claws. A returning item, not new, but I still felt the drive to want to try it, is the caramelized beignet here in France. It's caramelized filled with vanilla cream. Obviously, French has a lot of threads and cultural connections to Cajun culture. And this being around the time of Mardi Gras, why not get a beignet, even if it's going to be French, you know? So this sticky big boy, it feels like almost like an eclair, like a cream-filled donut. Yeah, definitely took a torch, like a literal torch to the top of these, get you that nice caramelized crust on top. I'm excited for this one. I don't care how messy it is. Fleur de Lys has really given us something special here. This beignet is chock full of that little cream, and the torch they took to the top to caramelize the sugar on top has really made something special that I don't normally expect from France's booth. This is something that I definitely can recommend to people, and with this flavor, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 claws. Brand new this year at Isla Fresca, we have the nice shrimp ceviche. We have shrimp, scallops, a little bit of radish in a citrus sauce with some fixins. I got tons of leaves and peppers and tomatoes, a little bit of onions in here, a little bit of everything. It's definitely a wet ceviche. Here's the thing, we usually bring reusable silverware to these festivals almost every time unless we forget. But when you're eating here all day, trying to eat seafood with your reusable silverware, then putting that in your bag in the Florida heat all day is a recipe for a bad time. It smells like your ex. This is almost worth that risk. The deliciousness, the well cooking of the shrimp, like they're perfect. Ceviche, it's hitting. This is a nice snack. Honestly, I would do the full bowl of these. We need a tropical country on World Showcase. We don't have enough of that. That, to me, is a solid 4.25 out of 5 claws. Here we have the most colorful of Flower and Garden treats, the return of the orange blossom pistachio cake. This thing is colorful. It looks like flowers in full bloom. The height of youth, if you will. Nice and soft looking. Let's see if it tastes as beautiful as it looks. Take the standard foodie triangle out of it. Get you some innards in there. See how it tastes? It is very creamy on the inside. The orange, in this case, is there, but the orange is more the color than the flavor. You really taste more of the pistachio cake on the bottom more than anything. It's a nice dessert, but I can't say I'd recommend this one. I think your Disney dollars are better spent elsewhere. I'd give it 3 out of 5 claws. Here we have some takoyaki, one of my favorite Japanese treats that I can get. Now, I'm getting this takoyaki realizing that the same booth that runs Yisake at Disney Springs is the same one that runs both the Katsura Grill and the festival booths here in EPCOT, which is in Mitsukoshi. When I got these takoyaki, when they had them at Yisake at Disney Springs, I literally watched them put them in the microwave and honestly knew what I was in for. Given the color and just like how they look right now, I can tell you these were not cooked fresh. But we commit to our mistakes. We're definitely going to commit to this mistake. Takoyaki fans, don't even bother. It's got like those random hard spots you get in something when like you microwave it. So like the outside of the takoyaki should be like the same consistency all the way through. You literally just have like random crispy bits where the rest should be soft. And the casing for the takoyaki is all wrong. Like 100% wrong. Now you do have the spicy mayo and the crispy rice puffs on top. And does it taste like takoyaki? Yes. But if you are a takoyaki fan like myself, you are going to hate this. I would advise most people to avoid this like the plague. 2 out of 5 claws. Over here we have the grilled oysters here at Magnolia Terrace in the American Adventure Pavilion. This is the one that I feel like a lot of people are going to be asking about, so I decided to go ahead and jump on the bullet for you. The grenade, jump on the bullet, step in front of the bullet for you. You have nice grilled oysters with the Cajun andouille sausage, butter, and lemon. Now, andouille sausage and oysters, that's a new one for me, but I know every year during Flower and Garden, this booth is like sort of like, we're sort of Mardi Gras, but sort of not, especially since Tiana was added here to Topiary, so cheers. Remember, I'm doing this, so you don't have to. I'm actually kind of surprised. The andouille sausage adds a little bit of spice that actually sort of takes the place of the lemon that you normally add. The lemon here is on the side, so you can add that if you need to. But honestly, the Cajun spices on top of the grilled oysters, the little breadcrumbs they have on top, actually works quite well. I was expecting these to be god-awful. Now, are these going to rewire your brain chemistry for oysters if you're not an oyster person? Probably not. But if you do like oysters, you can do worse. You can do worse. They literally have them going on the grill. They're making them fresh, as they should. We avoided it earlier in the day, or we just avoided it until we knew the grill was running. But honestly, I do kind of like them. I will actually be recommending these to people. 4.25 out of 5 points. Here you have the tomato enchilada. You have a nice tomato and cantaloupe salad topped with balsamic and little pieces of fresh mozzarella. Mozzarella. Go ahead and fork me some pieces. And a nice little color gradient there. Heirloom tomato, cheese, melon. What could go wrong? The flavor of the cheese does really go well with the balsamic and then the fruit. I would say though, you need a couple more pieces of the mozzarella to balance it out. You only get 5, which is barely enough for this entire salad, especially when the fresh mozzarella doesn't really break apart that easy. You need more. There's room for improvement. 3.25 out of 5 plus. And we have a nice shrimp pasta. You have what is supposed to be, I thought was a pesto on the shrimp, and then a cream sauce with some penne pasta and peas. How did I trick myself into peas yet again? Why are you putting peas in random food? It's shrimp, penne pasta, and the cream sauce. It's basic as basic get. It feels very Italian. The pesto on the shrimp does sort of give it a nice little like bite. Nice little layered herbed flavor. The pasta and the sauce is the base of basic. If you're hungry for pasta, it's a serving. It's a decent amount of shrimp. But nothing you're going to remember tomorrow. Nothing you're going to remember tomorrow. 2.75 out of 5 bucks. Tina Group over here trying to be fancy with this worms and dirt cannoli. You got a little flour, just enough to give it Flowers and Garden, a gummy worm for some weird reason, and then a chocolate-filled cannoli on top of more chocolate dirt. Somebody's trying to send a message, and I'm not sure what it is. Crisp cannoli, nice chocolatey mousse. Honestly, it's a good dessert. It's a good treat. There isn't often a whole lot of reasons to stop in Italy, period. This booth has received the ire of the community for many years because of its basic portions and the price. Price, probably still a little bit high, but this is actually a unique dish I think is maybe worth stopping for. 3.75 out of 5 plus. We have the beef sauté bao, even though it says bao bun, even the cast members say bao bun. I just can't do bun. It's a beef bao, sauté style. Nice, thick filling, juicy, pillowy, like I expect my bao to be. If I be about one thing, I be about the bao life. You give me something in a bao, be it vegan, non-vegan, Christmas, winter, spring, I really don't care. I am going to eat it every single time. Maybe even if it had peas. 4.5 out of 5 plus. the return of the pudding terrarium. This one really hurts my heart because this used to be one of me and the princess's favorite items when we started coming to Flower and Garden back in the day because it was vegan then. And this is the second year in a row that it's not vegan. It's only vegetarian now. So none for the princess, and then I got to eat all this thing. I decided, when we were talking the other day, that my new Sultan of Chocolate would be Sterling K. Brown. No more of America's former dad, the one we broke up with. Sterling K. Brown is now my Sultan of Pudding. Did he agree to this? No, but that's what he is now. Because that man's peak chocolate. Nice big matcha topping on delicious chocolate pudding. And so you still have that cookie crumble in there. There's really not a reason this shouldn't be vegan. The vegan pudding was fine. Well, all of a sudden you decided it should be vegetarian, not vegan, or something that honestly could be with no repercussions. Maybe it's a cost thing, maybe it's a corporate thing, but I feel it's lost. It's like a hole in my heart. At least it still tastes good. Give that 4 out of 5 paws. Delightful Quasimodo looking dessert adjacent thing here is the oven baked brie. You have what looks to be like a piece of breaded brie with a lemon cello macerated blueberries on top and an orange marmalade. This is given citrus on citrus on citrus. Let's try to get in here with our nice sharp plastic fork. That was all sarcasm, by the way. Dig right in. Ooey gooey and floral looking. Definitely on the ooey gooey part. Oven baked brie is a misnomer. What it really is a baked puff pastry with brie inside. Okay? And then the different berries and marmalades on top. So think of like something in the family of a filled croissant with cheese with berries and jam on top. In that regard, it is very much a dessert and very tasty. It's very sticky, but honestly, it's worth the risk. I love how the citrus blends with the brie and the pastry. It's tasty. I would give that 4 out of 5 balls. Like Inside Out 2, I am literally eating my feelings right now.
We ate so much food. Or I should say Bear did, because this is his video.
I did as much of the eating as I could to put myself in line for you. I've had good stuff, I've had bad stuff, I had okay stuff. You've heard what I thought. Now I need to hear what you guys think or what's going to make your list for your upcoming trip. I need you to let me know what the top, maybe 2 things that you're planning to get in the comments below. Even if I missed one, let us know. Now, always, if there's anything else you can see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us.
We are coming back in April and May, so if there are additional items that Bear missed, just tell us and we will add it to the list for next month.
There is time for us to get to you. So if there's anything else you can see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear might yeet himself into this Inside Out fixture and, I don't know, get in his feelings.
You heard the girl.